to Between a Hot Mess and a Therapist, your not so typical self-help podcast for therapists, healers, and helpers. I'm your host, Shauna Lovin, a seasoned therapist with a rebellious spirit. This season, we are redefining freedom, fulfillment, and stability without burning out, self-doubt, or playing by the rules of a broken system. We are cutting through the noise and exploring what it means to truly live life on your terms, not by what society expects of us. No more chasing an illusion of success that leaves you drained, because we are embracing the beautiful messiness, the sometimes chaotic journey we call life. So grab your favorite beverage, get comfy, and let's dive in. Welcome back to another episode of Between a Hot Mess and a Therapist. Okay, so the kiddos just went back to school and we're getting settled in our routines, and the house is way quieter than it is during the summer. And I started thinking in my head, and this is kind of where this episode comes from. So this is probably the voice in your head. Okay, just breathe. Oh my God. Did I just realize I've been running this entire year for everyone else? My partner, my kids, my clients, my friends, my family. And I barely even notice what I actually want. But why does it feel like betrayal? Even though I know it's not, it still feels that way. Yeah, that was me even a few weeks ago. Just sitting in my quiet kitchen after the back to school morning chaos, dishes in the sink, because we all know that people still put dishes in there even though the kitchen was clean. And there was this to-do list that I was thinking about that I hadn't finished. It was just me, my coffee, and the hum of the fridge, and a couple of snoring dogs. And suddenly, the weight of all the ways I've been trying to do life right, it hit me. Not because I was wrong, but because my old ways of coping, over-giving, over-functioning, over-explaining myself, weren't working for me anymore. In that quiet moment, in that stillness, my heart started to whisper, not the logical, you should plan for stability voice. It was the one that's been behind the scenes, behind the curtain, and nudging me towards something new, something different. It's something that I can't even name yet. We've all had these moments where the routines, the patterns, and the safe ways of doing things just stop fitting. You're exhausted. You've been running on autopilot at full capacity for everyone else. You've been checking the boxes, you've been keeping the calendars, juggling the expectations, and avoiding the burnout you sense but can't fully name. You're a therapist, a healer, a helper, a medical professional, a first responder, whatever. You are probably the strong one in your circle. Yet, something is still missing. You feel restless in your routines that used to comfort you. There's this quiet panic under your productivity. There's this ache that says, I can't do this anymore. Most people call it the mid-year reset or the back to school focus or the I'm getting organized for fall. But really, it's a transitioning point. Your nervous system is demanding attention right now because your body knows that there's something shifting in you. This past summer, we all know that the Mercury retrograde was crazy. The thing about it is that it makes you think and reflect. It doesn't want you to do anything new. It wants you just to think and reflect. And this summer has been a doozy. The thing is that all of a sudden you start feeling tired in ways that you can't fix. You're excited about possibilities that you haven't allowed yourself to explore. You show up for everyone else, but rarely ask yourself what you truly want. And that's the pain that nobody wants to talk about. The ache of being seen for others, but unseen for yourself. Even though your body is talking to you, and it talks to us all the time, most of us just try to push through the old way. Hard work, more lists, over-caffeinating, over-explaining ourselves. But the heart doesn't respond to force. It responds to your quiet attention. Change is crazy as hell. It's terrifying. Even when you actually know what you want, it's still fucking terrifying. Even when your inner voice is screaming, this is it. This is your next step. It's still fucking terrifying. And yes, I still catch myself judging me for doing the same thing. But who really likes change? Most of us pretend we do, but deep down, we're terrified of disappointing ourselves and others, losing control, or looking foolish. You feel guilty for thinking about what do I really want? Because it might look too indulgent, or you might be concerned about what other people will think. Well, when you start stepping differently, people are going to judge you anyway. So who gives a fuck? You feel shame for wanting freedom when you've spent decades teaching, supporting, and caring for everyone else. Sometimes you realize that you've been living a half life, trying to satisfy everyone else's expectations. Think about expectations of your family, your clients, social media, all the things that no one really talks about, but they're just kind of there. And you're exhausted. You can't keep up with all that shit. And if you're a professional like me, a parent like me, or just a fucking responsible adult, well, there's this guilt that comes even when you're thinking about doing something different. Because when you've been conditioned to hold steady, to keep the rhythm and not rock the boat, we all grew up with that, especially as Gen X kids. The life that you've been living isn't broken. It's just not yours anymore. And the voice of curiosity, adventure, and desire for autonomy is louder than the voice of obligation. And the tension that is happening to you and the chaos that is happening to you, it's not just in your head. It's actually in your body, and it's screaming too. That's the tightness that you feel in your shoulders when you think about the what ifs. That's the tension when you feel like other people are expecting you to give an immediate response. It's the shallow breathing when you imagine stepping into something new. It's the racing mind when your calendar's full, yet your soul whispers, stop. Your jaw clenches because even though you want to say no to someone else's expectations, you have trigger bells and alarms going off in your body. Your stomach drops when you realize you haven't been listening to yourself. Your heart speeds up when you imagine disappointing people you love, or worse, just disappointing yourself. Your nervous system is trying to protect you. It doesn't know that staying in the old pattern is actually more painful than stepping into change. Like I said before, change is fucking scary. But staying small and not changing and being safe, you've done that for decades, and that's not going to serve you now. You've rehearsed being calm, being a responsible adult, while your own dreams just linger in the background. So now that you are aware of the possibility, you know that there's this shift coming and you can see it and feel it, but the old patterns still keep clinging to you. You start thinking, maybe I should just stick to what I know and keep doing the same thing. But we all know if you keep doing the same fucking thing, you're going to get the same results. You feel torn between the comfort, curiosity, and some kind of pull towards something unknown. You hesitate, maybe you rationalize or overthink. You imagine burnout if you push too fast, yet stagnation if you don't move at all. It's messy, it's confusing, it's uncomfortable as hell. It could be disorienting, even frightening. It's also necessary. It's the in-between space where most people give up, retreat, or convince themselves that it's too risky. Oh, wait, the guilt. That little voice reminding you that you're supposed to prioritize everyone else first. The one that whispers, you're being foolish. But this messy middle, that's where the magic is. That's where it starts. And that's the transformation when it starts happening. It's the part that forces you to look at what you actually want versus what you've been told you should want. This is where you want to start listening to yourself, even if it's imperfectly. This is one of the most radical things that you can do, is just listen to yourself. So here's what most people tend to skip. They're still too busy listening to the noise. I'm going to say stop listening to the freaking noise. That's like social media, people around you, some advice that's like people give you that's like freaking bullshit. You are a grown ass adult and you need to listen to yourself and what your gut is telling you. People also fail to listen to their own heartbeat. What is your body telling you? What is your gut pulling you towards? These are the moments you need to be paying attention to because it's giving you your next thing. The next thing I want you to do is just name it in real time, because overfunctioning is basically just avoiding conflict, and you're just saying yes because you don't really want to say no. Listen to that. Honor your nervous system. I want you to ground yourself and notice your body's signals. I want you to slow down and just breathe. Make a choice for yourself, not because it looks safe, and not because it checks all the boxes either. It's terrifying. And I want you to choose something that aligns with you and your heart, because remember, you listen to your heart. Transition isn't failure. It's indecision. It isn't chaos. It's a conscious act of self-alignment. Clarity comes when you honor your own rhythm, not when you follow someone else's timetable. Burnout fades when you stop forcing what isn't yours to force anymore. This is about reclaiming your time, your energy, your desire without burning out. You're a human. You have boundaries, even the imperfect boundaries. But let your experiences be the blueprint of your future. Let your body be the blueprint of your future. Transition isn't about having all the answers. It's about noticing the old patterns, seeing them for what they are, and choosing. Even if they are imperfect, they're messy, and humanly. To step into something new. That's what I want you to do, because now that you're noticing and listening. Every choice and decision you make for yourself ripples outward. You show your kids, your partner, your clients, friends, and family that prioritizing your own clarity doesn't make you selfish. It really just makes you a guide, a model, and a lighthouse. And in turn, they will honor their own shifts in time. It's not for you to do to make them make their shifts. They do their own shifts. And maybe, most importantly, you will stop letting life pass you by while waiting for permission to step fully into your own story. Remember, change is fucking scary, but so is staying the same. If any part of this episode has resonated with you, if the restless ache, the guilt, the quiet thrill of maybe the possibility, I want to hear from you. What patterns are showing up for you that are triggering you in this season of life? Where do you feel pulled to do something different, but fear or obligation is getting you in the way or holding you back? I want to hear that. So make sure you slide into my DMs, you send me a voice memo, or you whisper this just in your car and acknowledge it. It's because of the in-between moments we make real change and transformation happen. This is where the real work begins and where the magic happens. I hope this was helpful. Until next time. There you have it, my friends. Another episode in the books. Remember, it's okay to be a hot mess sometimes. It's all a part of the journey we call life. Until next time, stay rebellious, stay authentic, and keep embracing the beautiful messiness of life. Want to learn more about your unique energetic blueprint? Make sure you download your free chart and learn how it can help you make choices that are aligned with who you are and not who society expects you to be. Please visit shauna11lpcs.com for more information. Anything mentioned in today's episode will be linked in the show notes. And if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you subscribe, you share with a friend, leave a review, and keep coming back for more.